Hello, hello, visionary entrepreneurs, life changers. Welcome back to our Momentum Monday. Today is our episode 193. Are you working for others or working for your own dreams? And today we are live inside of our Facebook group, Abundant Entrepreneurs. And last week we talked about the money story, your money story. And today we want to have this question, discuss more about, are you working for other people or even for other people's dreams or working for your own dreams? Because recently I've been asking this question for many people around me, and many of them never really think in that way, right? So, am I working for other people's dreams because they feel like they are only working for, let's say, for their career. They think it's a career and they are making money, and then majority of people are staying in their comfort zone because they are, for example, they get a better position and work longer years, they get more benefits, they get a higher pay. Majority of people, if you go like look around, I like that, right? So the world is like the society's rule or society's standard track is this way. All the students going to school, learn the knowledge, learn the skills, and then they go to colleges, they graduate, and majority of people automatically thinking, families would support the kids to think that find a good company, find a good job, earn more money, and try to either like stay into that in that same company to look for greater opportunities, or maybe jump into different companies to find better opportunities, right? That's the traditional and sounds like optimal kind of choices for most people. So they never think about what kind of like dreams are they working for. Of course they have, everybody has dreams, right? They have some dreams. Or like I still remember when I used to work in companies, big companies, international companies, including Fortune 100 companies, and what I could say and think was all in the corporate world, how to find a bigger company, like with a good reputation, right? The big companies, and how I could find a good like a position that I'm passionate about, and also can contribute my knowledge, like a higher rank, better income. That's it. I remember during that time what I could think and even vision was in that kind of a track. It's just you can never know what you did not know if you do not open your mind to to like learn and think in different way, right? Like last night we were eating with another friend who's having a good career path, earn more money, and we were talking about the life's meaning. So that's an interesting part when we talked about more about the life's meaning and also your career. Then when you relate your career with your life's meaning, and then you could ask yourself, are you still pursuing your dreams, or are you staying in the comfort zone already? And you could not even, like, even sometimes people are thinking about what's my life's meaning, what's my life's meaning. They are in that circle. Or sometimes we call, like in Chinese, we call 井底之蛙, or in like English, maybe you can think about that frog on the bottom of the well. So the only sky you could see is just the shape, that small size of the well's entrance, right? That kind of small, like this small size of the sky. So the frog thought the sky is that big, and I used to be like that because all I could see is like Fortune 100 company and big, like a nice location. For example, downtown Manhattan, Wall Street. That's what people admire, right? And a high income, multi six figure. That's what people admired. I got there, but that was the time. I remember almost the last few years when I was in corporate world. I definitely remember I was not happy, and then I had my family, had my children, and especially during that way, started to think about, is this all my life will be, or my career would be? Is this meaningful? What's the value there, right? I could not figure out until the 2008, 2009, the financial crisis, the last one people can still remember in the US, like recession, right? The real estate bubbles. So the financial crisis. impacted all the financial companies, like especially my company that time was in the core, in the, I would say that the circle, right, in the center of the circle. It's hugely impacted, and my department, a whole department relocated, and they let go many people, including me, and I lost my job. And they gave us a provided good offer and actually good package to like layoff package and also the replacement training. I still remember with the right management training, and it's very interesting. But that actually opened the door for me to think, like because we get career coaches. That's like I never thought there's a like there are career coaches during that time, right? Because we never got that when during like a career or job searching by ourselves. So, but when they were helping me, I actually did so much myself initiated job because I'm not satisfied with corporate work anymore. I was not happy. I want more meaning. I want more like the values and also more control and freedom of my own life. So I did a lot of research and I access like the self seeking and quest of myself all had so many questions inside of me, right? And did all this research, and thank God to have the internet, and also because for career coaching, some like a procedure, I learned about and also self-seeked about my life's purpose. What's my life purpose? What's my life's meaning? And especially thankful for the Manhattan's philosophy school, the practical philosophy. It's my first time to have that luxurious time, right? During that break time to learn about philosophy. That's like for rich people who has no time, nothing to do, and to have those kind of a time to just to learn, discuss, and think, right? Normally people need to do something, and during that time is majority time is like think, get inside of yourself to think about those questions we really did not have like time or even that kind of a like environment to think, right? And have that kind of interactions and inspirations, I would say the wisdom guidance. So that's a great time for me. And I actually followed them, learned over 1 year. I think that's the best time, one of the best time, I would say. After that, I decided, I found my also through 6 months of like search, research, thinking, and reflection, and ask myself and do all this kind of like a deep reflection work and write down my thoughts. And review my life, all this thing, right? And find my purpose that I really, really enjoy, how to get inspired and how to do what I love to do, and also inspire other people. Especially, my heart is closely. It's like really, I have the heart caring about the world, caring about other people, and care about how they could live life happily, right? Initially, I thought happiness is a purpose, right? So following that, and I also want to help other people find their happiness in their life and to do what is most meaningful for them and what they would enjoy, what they are passionate about. So that's my passion. And even though like years later, I found the true purpose, because some of you will ask, isn't happiness a purpose? Because majority of people think happiness is a purpose, right? And some people may take their family as their purpose. For me, the purpose eventually I found is really, that's why I'm now called the abundance thought leadership coach, and I'm been doing this for years. But before that, I was more like a happiness coach and a life coach, and then a business coach, right? And then leadership coach, and eventually become now. This is my ultimate, I would say, the ultimate life's purpose and the vision is as an abundance coach, help people find this true purpose within abundance. But people will say, what is abundance, right? And like they say Louis Host, his theme talk is about greatness, but I found there's quite some connections between these two. Greatness, I would define is greatness is find your life purpose, do what you love to do, and use all your gifts to fulfill your best full potential, right? That to me, that is overcome all these difficulties and challenges. To me, is more like a life transformations. I had really like almost like a life death situation, and then the resurrection, and that eventually guided me to, thank to God's wisdom, like guided me to the abundance, really like beyond my imagination. Because my previous previous belief was like happiness is all right, like happiness, even though the joy, happiness. But eventually, when I was not happy, fully in pain, both physically and also like emotionally and spiritually in the extreme pains, and eventually after that kind of a death, it's like a physical, like all my cells, right? All my biological cells were like dying, and then my spiritual spirit also dying and emotional totally dying. That kind of situation then resurrected into abundance. Initially without that kind of a happiness I used to believe, right? Totally with pain, but into that kind of abundance. That's where I really met my true faith and also the true purpose of my life. And that guided me back to my original purpose, still my original purpose, but into a different level of depth, the different depth and I would say broadness as well. So it's totally to another level. I would say like now I feel like living in on the earth, but living in the heaven. It's just like that kind of comprehensive kind of dimensions, both world dimension and also that spirituality dimension, right? The God I believe not necessary to be religious at all, right? I used to be Baptist by in a Christian church, like an underground church in Beijing during that time, because the government banned all this kind of underground churches, and people do not trust the official, those official Christian churches. So I joined one on the family one underground, got baptized, and then went to Christian churches for many years. And I still do appreciate and respect the religion, but to me, I eventually found the true, not the true religion, but I would not call it religion. It's more like a spirituality. But today's topic is not about all this kind of religion or what, like, but it's related to faith. The faith is like when we ask people about their thinking about their life meaning, right? What's life meaning, or what's your let's say, what are you really doing? What is your business, right? What is your business? What is your the job or the career you are doing? Are you only working for others and working as an employee, right? And working for other people's dreams, or are you working for your dream, your own dreams? Many people say, oh, I'm working for my dreams. For example, I'm working in this company, earn more money so I can buy my house and get married, for example, and have a better life with my family. Da, da, da. Like, that's also a great dreams, right? And if you really just satisfied, really feel like a happy and passionate about working for other people, that's totally fine. Because overall, as I did some research about the statistics, right, in the US, for example, because now I'm in New York, right, living in the US for 20 years. Totally, for example, New York, US have over 326.7 million population people, and around 33.3 millions are like small businesses. And by the way, those small businesses occupy around, I would say, over 90% of all businesses in the US. So this is the backstone, or it's like a backbone of the US economy. And there are another around, let me say, around 15 million of entrepreneurs who are full-time entrepreneurs. So together, almost like 48 million of people who are entrepreneurs or business owners. That's around 15%. 15% of entrepreneurs and business owners. Okay, and that also means around 85% of population are employees. So you can see that it's still dominant. So that's a majority. It's still like a trend and a standard track for this society. Majority of people after education, after graduation from colleges or any kind of like a secondary kind of schools, right? They go to the major workforce, over 85%. But a majority of the, as you can see, the small businesses is the backbone. They create a majority of the revenues of the GDP for the country. So majority of people, like if you reach, we were talking about the Rich Dad Poor Dad's book, right? Dr. Robert Kiyosaki's book. He has a famous kind of a quadruple kind of a map. The left side over 95%. He's that time he said 95%. Now it's around like 85%. Okay, employees, workers, people are only occupy 5%, around 5%. All this kind of like a percentage is relevant because he wrote this book over almost like over 20 years ago, right? So the data have some change. So, but it's still some similar data in the portion, I would say. For example, if we know today's data is like around 85% of employees, and but very few, less than, I would say, less than 10% of the revenue, the GDP created. So they have that kind of occupy that kind of money, but only now 15% of entrepreneurs, small business owners, they occupy over like 90% of the GDP or the revenues, right? And now people, and even now the gap between rich people and poor people are and bigger and bigger because of all this kind of let's say the financial world and new technology, all those kind of big mega kind of like rich people and all companies, right, occupy the majority of the wealth. We would say wealth of this of the US or in the worldwide. Similarly, okay, every country like China, Russia, all these countries, rich people are few, but they occupy the majority of the wealth. The majority of work people working for other people, like you are working for other people's dreams, right? So today's question, only for those ones who are unsatisfied with what you're doing, and you maybe, or even though you feel like comfortable, because like last night my friend, we were eating the dinner, right? He's like that one, is very talented person, and he actually is a Taiwanese, and he is satisfied with his job so far, and but he's still thinking like maybe this is not all right, what's my life's meaning. That means he's, even though from outside, from surface, maybe like feel like he's satisfied with his job, but bottom down, he's maybe not. He's because he's sometimes he complained like some people like they are. He's forget about it. You do not want to talk about that, right? So it's like in the work zone, he has quite some unsatisfied factors, even though he's so far satisfied or admire or respect his boss. So that's a good news, right? So this is like they say. The warm water, like you put the frog into the warm water in the pot, in the cold water, literally, right? It's like to room temperature, you do not feel anything. Then you boil it, gradually the temperature heat up. The frog will feel comfortable, but till when the water was too hot, he could not. It could not jump out anymore, right? So here I'm not trying to maybe some people say, oh, you're insulting you compare people with the frog, but this is just like a metaphor, easy to understand. When we are in that comfort zone, we will not. I was like that actually as well, because I was in the corporate world for 13 years. I was like one company I stayed the longest time is 5 years, was 5 years. So I was there, I changed different positions, and I was comfortable with the company's overall environment. I just try to find a higher position and better pay, right? So that made me comfortable. But eventually I get out of that environment and get to another companies. But it's like till I felt like unsatisfied, right? But once you're in that environment, you could compromise. Similarly, some of my coaching clients, I do have some coaching clients. Majority of my coaching clients are entrepreneurs. Some are in corporate, big companies, very famous companies, earn high income, right? And very competitive environment. So they always feel like they always complain the environment. They always complain the company. They keep changing different companies. And then through our coaching, we use the abundance mindset, how to to say in different perspective, and how to eventually actually I'm helping this employee kind of a mindset of clients to turn into entrepreneur, and to have to prepare and to plan for their own ideas, how to instead of working for other people, how to work for your own dreams. So that you will feel every day, you instead of complaining, but to sacrifice yourself as a slave for that high income, right? For entrepreneurship, maybe you will sacrifice some income at the beginning, but here we are not cut off immediately, or you quit all your jobs and quit your income and do not have like income to supply your family, right? Especially for with persons with families, you want to have some income to support family, but at the same time to plan and to have some work to prepare for your dreams, right? Eventually could have that transition and like a smooth transition. But like entrepreneurship is like a little bit it's not like oh, you have all this stable income, a little bit increase like that, right? Entrepreneurship maybe sometimes will be like this way. It will be like the stocks line, right? And but the values you get could not be measured by money itself. And I remember some of my mentors, entrepreneurs, right? Their income, for example, their income, if you just use money to measure, the income initially is like a plateau, and then increase, and still could have some ups and downs, but overall the trend is like a U.S. stock market. Overall the trend is up, and there's no limit. Like now there's no limit, right? And more importantly, like when you are working for your own dreams, that kind of joy and fulfillment it could not imagine. And the majority of people, when they are in the working and like working for other people's dreams, they could not imagine that. Just like I could not imagine it, could not imagine entrepreneurship and fulfillment when I was in the corporates. I could totally understand. I could imagine like when I was in the Fortune 100 company, if somebody tell me like, oh, come to the entrepreneurship and then you could have a like initially you may not make any money, right, for some time, and then maybe you make some money, and then you may also lose some money, and then it's not stable. If somebody tell me that, I would say, it's crazy. I do not want to do that. I do not want to take that risk, right? When you're in that comfort zone, I could totally understand, because I was in that as well. I could not imagine what is in entrepreneurship, right, till I really get into it. And every day follow my dream, follow my passion, follow my purpose, and then never look back, right? So I never would look back. I remember there's some like data showed, let's say they showed people, how many people, they never look back to, there's some statistics. Yeah, here's some interesting statistics. They said for 43% of employees, the biggest benefit of being self-employed is control over one's career. See? They feel like that they like the most is that kind of freedom and control, especially now it's AI era, right? And more people will lose their jobs. And also in the US, Trump's government and Elon's like a go, how do they call that, a doggy, DOGE, right? Doggy, whatever. It's like, I don't know how to they pronounce it. It's quite it's for the efficiency for the document for the government. So quite some people, especially working for the government, will lose their job, and definitely will feel uncertainty, right? So this like change the blood. The whole government, the U.S. government is changing the blood. So more and more, and also the AI's trend, right? More people will feel like uncertainty of their career now, especially in that corporate world, right? And I would not say like entrepreneurs and business owners will not be impacted, but even though they will be impacted because they are already creators, owners, right? They are the initiation takers, so they know how to adjust to it, and then they can learn to adjust it, right? Some may fail, or more companies may fail, but the control, how to say that, the freedom, the control, you can learn and make decision and can change. That kind of flexibility you cannot compare definitely in employees situation, right? So another further statistics said 54% of self-employed entrepreneurs say they make more money now, and 97% of self-employed professionals say they would never go back to traditional employment. That's a beauty, right? So you can see why. I believe it's not just because of money, but more is because of so my kitchen, the family members have make some of the kitchen work. So majority people, like over 93%, right? Because they know it's not just because of money. It's more because that kind of a control and saying and that freedom and especially fulfillment, because they can decide what they do, what kind of a direction they want to go, what kind of targets and goals they want to pursue, instead of being like required or forced by your bosses or like a requirement by the companies, right? So it's that's entrepreneurship's why it's like more and more people will get into this zone. I believe in this upcoming, let's say, the AI era will be like maybe for another 10 years, 20 years, you will see a huge difference today from today, right? So within this 10, 20 years, more and more people, I believe, will get into self-employed. And some may be forced, like 15 or 16 years ago, well, I was forced to get into entrepreneurship area. Actually, I would say not forced, because I made that choice. I would say not forced, by the way. I was forced out of my previous work. I could definitely find another Fortune 100 company. I had that confidence. I can find a Fortune 100 company. And even now, today, I still have that confidence I can find another Fortune 100 company. But I decided not to. I made that choice to become entrepreneur. That's the best choice I made. And since then, all the choices were making by myself instead of being forced to make the choice, right, by other people. So that's a huge, huge difference. And let's say, 97%, by the way. And the self-employed say they'll never go back to traditional employment. So why not? Right? So why don't you want to try? And if you do not get into, get your feet wet, we would say, you will never know the temperature of the water. You will never, maybe like when you go to the beach, many people, they say, oh, they enjoy the sea and they like the beach, but they do not even want to bother to take off their shoes, their socks, to let the feet touch the sand, touch the water, feel the temperature, feel the texture, right? Feel the feeling. And then it's total different experience of your experience of the beach, of the ocean, right? So that's like another metaphor, I would say, and that's a difference of entrepreneurship. And if you really want to not just get rich, majority of people, I found that they love the idea of becoming rich. But if you really thinking about your life's meaning, how you can live a better life, if you also think about what's life's purpose, and especially think about what kind of thing what is possible, what's the potential, right? Do you want to leave the world one day and regret that you did not know how much more potential you could have, you could explore, you could maybe fulfill, right? It sounds like for example, exploring entrepreneurship is like a half story. Like people say, oh, I'm afraid of a failure, but there's like a roughly 50%, 50%. 50%, if you do not try it, you are totally like, that's 100% of failure, right? If you try it, at least it's like 50% of opportunity for yourself that you could be successful, right? Or at least you could know the taste of it instead of you totally lose this opportunity to taste it, right? And that's a big loss of your life, because we have only one life. That's why I definitely say, that's my actual principle to decide if I want to do something or not. If I always imagine the future, right? If I do this thing in the future, or I feel proud of myself, happy for myself, no matter what is the result, or I will regret, or regret for me did not even choose to try it, right? So then I make decision if I want to do that, if that's worth my doing, for me to not regret my life, right? So that's I think that's a good principle, or like a strategy for you to use to make a decision. If you want to just try to see how we're not asking you to quit your job. Like similar, I shared with this friend last night, and we were eating, like you do not need to quit your job. If you like your current boss, it's good, and you're also making good income, and you like your job. Maybe he's not fully enjoy every part, right? There's many aspects he could complain, but at least he still like his job. He's a manager. He's managing quite some staff. I said, that's good. You keep it. But at the same time, you may want to open your mind to explore some like self-employed, and not just self-employed, actually explore some platform. I suggested him, I said, I've been doing coaching and coach people to create their own brand, or another track is like you can leverage other people's platform and system, and to fulfill your own dreams, and save you a lot of time, energy, and money to have very easy start up why not? Why not, right? And at least you can taste it and see what's your potential, explore your potential. So that's where, and he's quite curious and want to explore. So that's great. So that's why today I want to share these topics, like, are you working for other people's dreams or for your own dreams, right? So this is a very important question to ask yourself. And today, definitely, I want you to think more depths. And last week, by the way, I shared about the money story from Mr. Kiyosaki from the Rich Dad Poor Dad. He said, the rich buy assets, the poor only have expenses, the middle class buy liabilities they think are assets. It's very, very interesting, right? And then the next chapter, chapter 3, right, the study session, he emphasized that the topic is actually similar to our today's. He mentioned about mind your own business. So if you are doing the job just for other people's dreams, that's other people's business. So he encouraged everyone should think about to mind your own business. His own experience is also like he was working his daytime job. At the same time, he's building his own assets, following his rich dad's teaching, right, to build up his own assets. He said that the own business does not necessary to have your own company, right? Because he said that managing company is very complicated. Managing staff, managing all these operations, it's quite like an energy consuming thing. And many people fail as well. Many companies fail as well. So mind your own business could be managing your assets, growing your own assets, right? So could also be your business. And this is also could be your entrepreneurship and business ownership as well. To managing your assets could be your business. So his way is like he's invest in like small stocks and also small companies stocks, obviously, like startups, and also he's investing in real estate. He's trading up his real estate. He accumulates his daytime income, right? The salary he save and invest in some small property, real estate, and then and roll over like to a bigger. Like he sells small one and buy a bigger one, do not need to pay the tax, and roll up, right, till he can buy more and more, invest in more and more, and eventually he get mortgages, right, get loans from the banks and invest in more, and use the renting income or the return from the real estate to return, like to pay back to the mortgage or the loans, and also and to can accumulate to buy new ones. So that's how he built up his empire, real estate empire, and his investment empire, right? So that's his majority way. But he also suggests a good advice. He said, if you do not like real estate, you do not need to do that, but focus on assets, other types of assets. Like last time I taught, you could have, like for me, I prefer financial vehicles, because I do not want to manage like concrete stuff. I had an experience I don't like. Many people don't like that, right? Like landlord tenant relationships and the repair stuff. I don't have the time and energy to handle all those things. I like to use my brain and also online applications, right, to do things. So, and also I like people's communication things and how to help, and also scalability, how to help more people. So I prefer those financial vehicles, including those like for example insurance, equities, and all that kind of investment, right? So that's my way. So there are, for example, if there is a great platform I shared with a friend, there's a great platform. Other people already invest in it, build up it to serve you. You do not need to be its employees. You just be the business owner, independent broker, and do the business on the platform, on other people's platform, and they handle all this like a back end operations and things for you, and then you earn money, and you focus on serve the educate and serve your clients. Isn't that a great thing, right? So there are many possibilities. But so far, I found, like I compare many platforms, I found a great one, and I invest in it, my time into it, and build up a great foundation already. Build the wealth, the assets for my family, and also helped my clients build it as well. My friends build up it as well. So now I have the full confidence to share with other people. To like, if you want faster and easier startup, this is, I would say, this is the easiest way compared with just run your own business as a self-employed, right? Still, like many self-employed professionals still like trade their time for money, right? So There are many like specific ways to do it. And by the way, today I searched by just for experiment, right? Both ChatGPT and DeepSeek, because I know they are competing. That's funny story now in this world, right? And the AI, this is like an AI startup time. All this kind of new technologies like it's like sprouting every day. You can see some surprising things, and DeepSeek is like a new bomb into this AI world, and got all the whole stock market almost like a get down, right? The Western from this is a DeepSeek from China, and now the Trump government, they're all like trying to ban it, like a TikTok right now trying to ban it because this new technology is threatening them, threatening their market, is threatening the Western developed technology companies. So there should be like a healthy competition, right? Like once the government involved into it, it's more dramatic. And so here I've not into that that kind of a debate, but it's like interesting. I've used their both, and including Google, the old one, right, to search for how to work for your own dreams, and they all give the similar suggestions. DeepSeek likes like ChatGPT normally like eight suggestions, right? Like a DeepSeek give you 10, and Google also give I did not count, like just similar. Let me quickly show you. It's just like a similar process. Is like clarify your dreams, prioritize your goals. And by the way, this is like DeepSeek's advantage over ChatGPT because they have 10, so more. And then priority is definitely good, right? And create a plan, take consistent action, overcome fear and doubt, stay focused on your vision. This like stay focused one is also like a DeepSeek give one more than ChatGPT. And then learn and adapt, balance self-care and ambition, let go of others' expectation, and stay persistent, right? So it's just like I would say some small difference, but the majority parts are similar. So they give you a framework, but still like it sounds like fancy, but sounds like good and reasonable guidance, but you still don't know where to start, right? Isn't that true? Yeah, of course. Like clarify your dream. Clarify your dream. Yeah, I hope you can clarify your dream. Yeah, definitely this is helpful, but not most helpful. And that's where our coaches, as a coaching and guiding, right, and the mentoring and the support for the implementation. That's where we play the biggest value. Because after all, you can get all this overwhelming information, like it sounds like wisdom, knowledge, and intelligence from AI, from the internet, everything, right? We can get that. But how to implement in your situation with your own gifts, with your own like experience, with your own value system, right? And implement it. That's another story. So that's where our coaching will play the biggest role, especially I have the confidence that my abundance coaching to help you clarify your, especially like your purposeful and profitable, your purpose, your niche, and from there to build up your brand and create your profitable business, and step by step to guide you. That the AI could never do that with you. I know quite even now they have the AI coach already, AI coach, but I would say I prefer human connection. Would you? Do you like that, right? Of course, you can always leverage AI to help you do something, but once you miss that kind of a human contact, human kind of interactions, that kind of understanding, AI could never get there, really, because AI fundamentally, I explained to those elders because they don't know what is a fancy AI, is something very mystic. I told them it's AI just based on all the humans humans' knowledge, culture, education, and like intelligence, combine them together to use the technology's advantage to recalculate and combine everything together to express to you, right? So it's like basically standing on the shoulder of giants. They are standing on a humans. All this combination of humans, thousands of years of knowledge and wisdom, standing on this shoulder to show you, but it's just an expression instead of a really customized it for you to help you step by step to implement it. Okay, so the AI, could never do that kind of level a human can do, because I can learn AI as well, right? I can stand on the top of AI. That means I'm smarter than AI. So anyway, yeah, my point is our human can always walk ahead of AI, because AI is developed by humans based on humans accumulation, right? Accumulations of knowledge and wisdom. And then once we learn AI, we can still stand on the top of it. Like just what I did, I compare between DeepSeek and ChatGPT and Google, different kind of AI technology. And I can stand on the top of them, combine all this kind of knowledge to use, the wisdom to use, right? So I am using the AI's technology to stand to get all the humans, like thousands of years of accumulation of knowledge and wisdom. And with my human wisdom and also my human intelligence and with my experience, and adding on that to guide you, to support you, to do the step-by-step implementation that will work like superpower, right? So that's basic for today's. And then the fundamental things like the framework is simple, it's easy. You can even easily find those free stuff online, right? But more importantly, is how specifically, right, customized for your plan, customized for your dream, and really like I had a session. I had like an episode to talk about the 8 treasures, your inner treasures, to dig out that and to clarify that. That's how my coaching can help you, right? Find your true gifts so that you can really follow your dreams to create what you want to create and become that proud entrepreneur, and to create things you feel meaningful and helpful and feel like valuable, that you fulfill feeling proud of yourself. So, okay, everyone, thank you so much for today's momentum. I would really be happy to see what's your comment under there. What's your inspiration? Are you now working for other people's dreams or for your own? And even though you are, maybe some of you are already entrepreneurs, if you are like working for your own dreams, what is working, what is not working, what is your biggest challenge, what kind of help you need for us to support you to get into like a breakthrough your current like blocks and go to the next level. And for those of you who have not started to work for your dreams yet, then what still are you still waiting for? Waiting for the AI or waiting for the other people to take your cheese and to like take your jobs away from you till then you want to start? I would encourage you to start now. Start from today to think about the questions we ask for you and even the AI's feedback to you. And if you really want to turn those ideas into implementation, into real change, life-changing things in your life, contact me. Okay, you know where to find me. Send me direct message. I'm fully here to support you to fulfill your life, fulfill your dreams and your purpose here. Okay, thank you so much. We will see you soon. Okay, bye-bye.